People in Wayne County were busy digging out today. Meteorologist Rich Cornelia went to see the winter wonderland in Pulteneyville.
March can be a very cruel month across western New York, weather-wise that is. Typically, March brings us about 14 inches of snow. Therefore, today's flakes weren't that unusual, or were they? Consider this, snow amounts varied from a few inches to nearly 2 feet. While many of us in Rochester were digging out from 3 to 6 inches of snow today, it doesn't nearly compare to all the snow up by the lakeshore. In fact, some towns receive between 1 and 2 feet. From the Lake Ontario shoreline towns of Pulteneyville, Sodus Point, and Huron, more than 20 inches of snow has fallen in the past 36 hours. That has some people in awe of the beauty, but also thinking of spring.
Well, it's very pretty, but it's a little tiring.
Absolutely. It's time for spring flowers. Daffodils would be good.
Rich Cornelia, News 10 NBC.
A house fire in the city this morning leaves 3 people.
WHEC and Collective Soul. Your local news is next.
Straight ahead.
The Rochester area is bracing for a blizzard tonight. I'm Kathy Orris. Will history repeat itself?
Plus.
I'm Mark Ruba. In sports, Marcellus Wiley leaves the Bills and the Orangemen play to overtime in New York.
And
the Northeast is going to be assaulted by a storm of record proportion. How will it affect us here in Rochester? I'll have the answer with the first full weather in the first 10 minutes.
now, here's the latest from News 10 NBC. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Good evening, I'm Gary Libertor. Wendy Wright is off tonight. Snow continues to fall throughout the region. Here, let's take a live look at our Metro Skycam overlooking Interstate 490 at Clinton Avenue. Now, we may not get as much snow as some other cities across the Northeast, but we'll be getting plenty. Josh Nichols joins us live in the Weather Lab with the latest on this storm. Josh?
Well, thanks so much, Gary. We've already had many reports from our weather watchers of significant snow. Let's check out First Alert Doppler 10. I want to show you where the snow is right now. The heaviest of the snow, as you'll be able to see on First Alert Doppler 10, is currently falling mainly south of Rochester down towards Genesee County, Wyoming County. Let's examine the other computer and you'll see how the precipitation moved in over the past 6 hours. You can see there's plenty more to go to our south and west, and all this has to move to the north. How much snow will we see by morning? Probably 4 to 8 inches locally in Monroe County and Wayne County, 5 to 10 inches to the south. How much will we see for the entire storm? I'll have all those numbers when I come back from the Weather Lab in just a little bit. See you then.
Well, it sure isn't easy getting around tonight. Drivers are sliding all over the place, and travelers hoping to catch a flight are finding delays. Kathy Orris has been out to see how people are coping. She joins us live from East Avenue with the latest. Kathy?
Well, Gary, it's coming down pretty good out here right now, and as Josh told us, it's probably going to be this way for a while. Mother Nature seems to have a thing with these March storms. We've seen the worst of it 3 times now on this exact date. March 4th, 1991. One of the worst ice storms in history paralyzes Rochester. March 4th, 1999. A major blizzard dumps 2 feet of snow on the area. March 4th, 2001. We're getting hit again. Spring, upstate New York style.
I was just saying it's always March time that it seems like we always get this weather, but I don't know. I'm ready for winter to end, but I'll take these days.
Some seem to be enjoying it. Others are feeling frustrated.
I'm supposed to be in Nashville Tuesday morning, and it's tough to get to Tennessee from here when you're no plane.
The Rochester airport is already seeing delays and cancellations, not so much because of the weather here, but in connecting cities to the east. People scheduled to fly out tomorrow got here a day early in hopes of getting bumped up to an earlier flight.
Actually, we planned early, so we're hoping we do okay here.
It's also getting chaotic at grocery stores. Here at Wegmans, they've seen a lot more traffic than usual today, mainly people stocking up for the storm.
Might as well stock up. It's better to be prepared and better to be safe than sorry, because then when you really want the food, you can't get to it.
Shoppers are waiting in long lines to make sure they have the essentials. It's a routine most people are used to, whether they like it or not.
You know, I just live with it. You kind of have to, you know. There's not really much you can do about it. Snow comes down. Just got to live with it.
And it looks like we're going to be living with this for at least a couple days straight now. You know, the snow, you might as well have some fun with it. Might not be the best for making snowballs, but it's probably pretty good for skiing. Reporting live from East Avenue, Kathy Orris, News 10 NBC.
And because of the projected bad weather tomorrow, we already have some school closings to tell you about. The Finger Lakes United Cerebral Palsy Association, Canandaigua Head Start classes, and schools in the Livonia and Wayland-Cohocton districts are all closed tomorrow. For more closings, make sure to tune in to AM Live tomorrow morning at 5:30. Well, if you head to downtown Rochester tomorrow morning, we have some lane reductions to tell you about, not because of the snow, but rather road work. South Clinton Avenue, South Plymouth Avenue, and Ford Street in downtown Rochester will be reduced. On the east side of town, University Avenue, Clifford Avenue, and Browncroft Boulevard will be cut down. And Lake Avenue on the west side of town will also be reduced. Traffic will be restricted on these roads for repair all week. State police continue to investigate this afternoon's accident on the off-ramp of 490 and 590 South. Officials say this car flipped over the guardrail. They believe slick roads may have played a part. Out in Wayne County, the town of Ontario is trying to beef up the laws involving parking in fire lanes. This comes after an incident last November at Wayne Central High School. That's when volunteer fire chief Thomas Hill pulled the fire alarm because he was upset that cars were parked illegally in the fire lane. Hill was relieved of his duties as fire chief after the incident. The proposed law will set a 30-foot fire lane around schools as well as hospitals and churches. Violators would pay fines ranging from $25 to $50. A meeting will be held on March 26th at the Ontario Town Hall to discuss the proposed changes. An 18-year-old St. Bonaventure student pleads guilty to criminally negligent homicide while driving drunk. Jessica McQuiggan admitted that she's responsible for the December accident that killed 18-year-old Molly Hurley. McQuiggan, Hurley, and Jessica Valerio were on Interstate 86 in Steuben County when their car skidded off the road, hit an embankment, and rolled over several times. McQuiggan admitted to drinking 6 beers before driving that night. She's scheduled to be sentenced on June 5th. Well, Rochester police are investigating a shooting in the city. It happened this afternoon at the corner of Hague and Maple Streets. Police say someone in a car shot 23-year-old Tiffany Johnson in the chest and leg as she and a man were walking down the street. Police believe the couple may know their attacker. Johnson was treated and released from Rochester General Hospital. Well, Reverend Norval Goff and the local NAACP are planning to file a complaint tomorrow morning concerning low minority recruitment in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Department defends its recruiting, saying around 1,000 of its employees are minorities. Sheriff's Department officials say they will review any complaints that are filed. A national website says Batavia is the greatest hometown in New York State. According to epodunk.com, Batavia is the place to live. The website ranked all communities in New York according to a proportion of population belonging to churches and civic groups. The site also took into account local business opportunities and community meeting places. The entire Northeast is bearing down for some major winter weather. That story tops tonight's Newsline. The leading edge of the storm hit this afternoon, spreading a sloppy mix of snow and rain to parts of New Jersey and Pennsylvania. People are busy stocking up on food and supplies. A winter storm warning is in effect through Tuesday for much of the Northeast. The effort has begun to recover the bodies of the 21 people killed in yesterday's military plane crash in central Georgia. 3 Army soldiers and 18 Air National Guard members were on board. Investigators are still trying to determine what caused the plane to crash. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan had a very special gift for her husband for their 49th wedding anniversary. She christened a $4 billion aircraft carrier in his name. The ceremony marked the first time a carrier will bear the name of a living former president. Hundreds lined up along the streets of downtown Anchorage, Alaska today for the start of the Iditarod dog sled race. Racers and their dogs will cover mountain ranges, frozen rivers, and tundra in temperatures well below zero. The finish line is more than 1,100 miles away in Nome. It will take most teams 10 to 17 days to reach the finish line.
Now, live from the News 10 NBC Weather Lab, here's meteorologist Josh Nichols with the first full weather in the first 10 minutes.
Well, whether it be dog sled racing or perhaps an outdoor winter sports, you might want to take advantage of the snow that's going to be falling because, well, hey, it's going to be lasting around here till Tuesday. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, so you might as well get used to it and enjoy. Let's talk about First Alert Doppler 10. You can see on our triple Doppler scan, there's plenty of snow to go around. Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, finally beginning to see a little bit of a break in the action well to our south, and I do believe we will eventually see the snow letting up by the time we get into the overnight tonight. But let's zoom in on First Alert Doppler 10 and talk about where much of the snow is falling at this time. We're going to take a little tour here in our street level mapping mode, and we're going to go to our east out towards Williamson and Pulteneyville and Ontario, Sodus. You've seen several inches of snow so far. Also out towards Rose right now, you're picking up some moderate snow. And now as we return to the base map and take our next tour, we're going to go basically to the south of Rochester, down towards Geneseo and Livonia and places like Avon, and into the vicinity of York. You're getting some moderate, even heavy snow at times. So in this area, do be prepared for some very poor road conditions. Not only that, but we will also be talking about the potential for several inches of snow, perhaps 5 to 10 inches of snow down to the south by morning. And there's more to come. 26 degrees is our current temperature right now. Let's examine weather headlines. Again, there are winter storm warnings up. Blizzard warnings for northeast Pennsylvania, the Poconos, the Catskills. This is a record-setting event for the Northeast, where you're certainly going to have trouble right through Wednesday. Will we see improvement late week? I don't think so. There's actually another storm on the computer models for late Friday into Saturday. Weather watchers calling in right now 5.5 inches of snow in Sodus, 3.5 in Gananda. The big jackpot goes to Harry Hillwig in Groveland. He's got 7 inches of snow. Greece has had about 3 inches so far. 27 degrees is our current temperature right now, with moderate snow being observed at the airport, an east-northeast wind at 9 miles per hour. The visibility 3/4 of a mile in moderate snow at this time, and continuing to snow. Check out the Eastern Radar Review and you'll be able to see this is the parent low, the upper level area of low pressure. We're already starting to see some coastal formation. In reality, we're getting the brunt of the snow right now. But that won't last too long, because once the storm takes shape off the coast of the Delmarva Peninsula, it will stall just to the south of New England. Why? Because of this feature up here. This is like Mother Nature's bowling ball. Think of it as a sticky ball of tape that's going to capture this storm and keep it to the south of New England. And when it does so, this storm is just going to keep rotating, spinning in place. Easterly winds, 50, 60 miles per hour, higher gusts possible, and no relief in sight for southern New England until sometime on Wednesday. Snowfall totals, 10 to 15 inches, quite likely by Tuesday, 15 to 20 inches over the Finger Lakes, 20 to 30 inches of snow likely in the Catskills and the Berkshires. Some places in Worcester County, Massachusetts could have as much as 36 inches of snow. The forecast for us for tonight, though, the snow will continue, 48 inches by 4 to 8 inches by morning, temperatures in the low 20s. Tomorrow, periodic snow becoming windy with some heavier snow by night. We'll actually see a break in the snow during the afternoon. Highs will be in the upper 20s. Here's your 5-day forecast. It will turn windy around here, Gary, especially on Tuesday. And the snow not letting up till sometime Wednesday. We'll still see some periods of lake effect snow. And yeah, you know, there's snow in the forecast there for Friday, too, if you can believe it. So an active pattern shaping up as we predicted that March was going to be cold and snowy.
Yeah, stalling right on the East Coast there.
Stalling and sitting in place. Same central pressure is almost a Category 2 hurricane, so very strong storm.
Wow. Thanks, Josh. Well, are you looking for a home to buy? The city of Rochester has some you might like. Coming up, we'll tell you how the city is trying to attract home buyers. Plus, we'll take you to Sacred Heart Cathedral and show you who's taking the next step to a new religion. It's all next. Live, local, and up to the minute.
To our breastfeeding. I'll have the details in today's medical checkup.
It is now 6:06 and 26 degrees.
You're watching a News 10 NBC Snow Alert. Live, local, and up to the minute.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by International Delight. We want to be in every cup in America.
It was a small western town.
Triple Grand Skinny Vanilla, no
I was just in time with my cart full of 10 International Delight flavors.
But no coffee.
She was a suspicious redhead.
What kind of coffee guy are you?
The best kind. The kind who can take your tired ordinary coffee and make it rich, creamy and delicious beyond your wildest dreams.
Really?
Truly. Did she get her regular coffee and come back to me?
French vanilla ID, please.
Of course she did. They all did. I think this town is finally learning to appreciate good coffee.
I would like to introduce you to the Online Asset Exchange. OnlineAsset.com is the world's largest used factory and corporate equipment exchange. Find over 35 million individual assets from the construction, metalworking, medical, printing, plastic, and woodworking industries. You can scour the world to find exactly the right equipment to meet your needs and have it warranted, appraised, transported, and financed all right on the onlineasset.com website. That's onlineasset.com.
I'm finding it very hard to get around.
Sleep with
Your
this
pants
girl.
are like a mirror. Lovely. Viewer discretion advised.
Hook up with her boyfriend.
Hi, I'm Monroe County Executive Jack Doyle. As a father, I know how hard it is to speak to your kids, especially about things like sex. That's why we've created Unlocking the Secret. It's filled with tips to help you and your kids talk about anything. Get your free copy at any library or doctor's office.
Winter is back. Clean off your car, warm up your car, gas up your car, only to sit in traffic. RTS has a better way. The new RTS buses are a safe, clean, and comfortable way to get to and from work. Be safe this winter. Leave the driving to RTS. For more information, call RTS at 288-1700. The new RTS, here to take you there.
I'll be there in a bit. Bye.
Seriously injured? Call Moran and Kufta.
You know, we talked about the March storms, the ice storm, and then the blizzard of a couple years ago. We should just expect at the beginning of March there will be some sort of weather situation, right?
Historically, Lynette, this has certainly been some of the worst weather ever in Rochester. Occurs in the first week of March. I mean, let's face it, the ice storm and the big blizzard from 2 years ago were on March the 4th. They happened on the same day. Today happens to be March the 5th. We're talking about heavy snow today, heavy snow overnight tonight and into tomorrow. And when all is said and done, it could be close to 20 inches of snow in some communities. So we certainly have a lot to talk about, and we'll do it over at the Weather Lab.
Now, here's the latest weather from the News 10 NBC Weather Lab. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Very fine on Monday morning, right now going on 6:10. And a couple of important things to point out right off the bat. This is going to be a 1-2 punch type system. The first initial phase of the storm is starting to wind on down. So even though we will see the snow taper off this morning and into early afternoon, don't be fooled, because we have a very strong suspicion that more snow will redevelop tonight with some lake enhancement that could add even more significant accumulations overnight tonight and into Tuesday. Let's get you started, though, on what's going on right now. Live look, first alert Doppler 10 is showing still good time snows over the city, most of Monroe County, northern and eastern suburbs, stretching down now towards Penn Yan and Canandaigua. But note over here, in portions of Livingston County and Wyoming County, the snow has begun to taper on off. So that's the back edge of the initial burst of snow. Let's give you a little street level mapping mode right now. We'll give you a pinpoint down in your hometown exactly what's going on. Starting off down towards the Canandaigua vicinity, and you'll see that there is some snow going on to the southeast of the city, so watch out on 490 and the Thruway, as well as all secondary roads, of course, are very, very snow covered as we go on through time. Right now, we're also going to go from the city into our eastern and northeastern suburbs. What we'll see as the radar sweeps on by is a pretty good burst of snow right now up towards Irondequoit, Webster, over towards Ontario, just now getting into Pulteneyville, Walworth, Marion, Palmyra, and then, of course, Brighton, East Rochester, Perrington, Penfield, once again, all the way down towards Victor. That's where the snow is mostly concentrated right now. But once again, it is lifting on out. And when we put the radar into motion, it really does paint a very good picture. Notice how 3 hours ago, it was snowing everywhere. In the last frame, notice the breaks beginning to be being picked up now. So south of probably Geneseo, southwest towards portions of, Perry, Warsaw vicinity, the snow has come to an end, and that back edge will creep on through. But still, the next hour or 2 hours here in Rochester are going to be very snowy with temperatures in the mid-20s. Roadways are going to be a little bit dicey, to say the least. So here's that initial burst of snow, not even associated with all the talk about this huge East Coast storm. That is still in its formative stages off of the East Coast. Really hasn't started to get going, but when it does, what that will initiate as we go on towards tonight and Tuesday is a very pronounced easterly flow of air bringing in tons of moisture, so the snow will then back into western New York, and that's why we already have 6 to 8 to 10 inches, and we'll add on another good solid 6 to 8 to 10 inches, so total storm accumulations by Tuesday afternoon could be 12 to 18 to nearly 20 inches of snow on the ground. So be prepared for that. The 1-2 punch snow this morning tapers off this afternoon, several inches possible over the next couple of hours. And it redevelops tonight, turns windy with some lake enhancement. Could see another 4 to 8 inches of snow by Tuesday morning, then several more inches during the day on Tuesday. Then the weather quiets down for Wednesday and Thursday. So certainly a busy morning on the highways with the snow crews. Let's get that latest traffic with Wham's Gary Smith.
All
ABDI Goodwill Cam looking at Clinton Avenue as you head into downtown from 490 westbound. Traffic is moving along. You can see it. Expressways and ramps are snow-covered. Plows have been out. They continue to make their runs this morning, but tough to keep up with it all as the snow continues over most of the area. Watch for a disabled on 490 westbound just west of Plymouth. It's over on the left side, but it's in a difficult spot, so be aware of that. Keep your speed down this morning. Allow a lot of extra time on your way in. Lynette?
Thanks, Gary. New moms hoping to unwind won't find their doctors ordering up herbal teas in today's medical checkup. Medical reporter Robin Duane tells us why nursing moms need to think twice before having tea for two.
Many herbs are touted to improve milk supply in nursing mothers, but there are no studies to back up those claims. Still, many lactating moms are taking herbal supplements and teas, virtually unaware of the hidden dangers they may be passing on to their nursing infants. Herbal supplements are often thought to be harmless, but nursing moms should know that an herbal cup of relaxation could pose a potential risk to baby.
After a woman drinks an herbal tea, about 5 or 7 different chemical compounds on the average are absorbed into her bloodstream, and it's those compounds that eventually get secreted into breast milk.
But many lactating women find they need extra fluids. But new research recently presented to the American Academy of Pediatrics suggests herbal tea is not the recommended remedy.
There are a number of herbs that are on the market that a woman might think she's taking for a pretty benign indication like constipation that can cause electrolyte problems, that can interfere with her ability to absorb nutrients, and in the long run could potentially be harmful to a baby.
Herbal supplements aren't regulated by the FDA, therefore there's no way to tell the amount of chemical compound contained in the herb or the amount transferred to the nursing baby. You should always consult your doctor before experimenting with nature's remedies. Recent research from the University of Rochester School of Medicine suggests there are several teas considered safe for lactating mothers. They include orange, spice, peppermint, raspberry, and rose hips. Contact a lactation specialist with any questions and read all warning labels while breastfeeding. That's today's medical checkup. I'll see you with more medical news on Live at 5.
All right, Robin. We'll continue to watch the bottom of your screen for school closings today. Our local forecast and traffic are next. Plus the latest on the winter storm pounding the Northeast from Boston to Philadelphia. You're watching AM Live, local, and up to the minute.
Buying a new car for me is a very big deal, and I really enjoyed Doan.
You're gonna love the way it feels. My wife and I were looking for an SUV, so we thought we'd go down to the Doan dealerships. Maybe they'd have a dozen for us to look at. They had over 300.
Doan, with an SUV selection as big as all outdoors. There is a better way. The Doan family of dealerships. So close, you can feel the savings.
We give you credit for a smart choice. Proline Construction. For one low monthly payment, your bills you'll consolidate. Make a smart move, your home will improve, and you'll have cash today. We give you credit for a smart choice, a smart choice. Proline Construction.
Requiem. Powerful. Moving. Pictures that are worth more than 1,000 words. Don't miss the important exhibition, Requiem, on view at George Eastman House now through June 3rd. Featuring dramatic pictures by photographers who died in Indochina and Vietnam. More than 200 photographs illustrating our history, engaging and vivid images of combat and life in these distant lands. Experience Requiem at George Eastman House.
New York's children deserve a healthy start in life. That's why I signed a new law, Child Health Plus, with comprehensive benefits for kids up to age 18.
You get full hospital coverage, immunizations, prescriptions, x-rays, dental care, eye care, and annual checkups. To enroll, call 1-800-698-4KIDS.
Our children are now getting the best health care we can give them, Child Health Plus, because New York loves kids.
Straight ahead, this is a News 10 NBC Snow Alert. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Good morning. It's 6:17. I'm Lynette Adams. There are school closings this morning, so make sure to watch the bottom of your screen. Here are this morning's top stories. Rochester is dealing with several inches of new snow this morning. The airport is open, but flights to East Coast cities like New York and Boston may be canceled. Here is why a massive East Coast snowstorm could drop 2 feet of snow in Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. New Jersey is under a state of emergency. Back in Rochester, the local NAACP chapter will file a complaint this morning objecting to low minority recruitment in the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And Rich is joining us now with a preview of today's forecast.
That's right, Lynette. The big thing this morning is the snowfall that we've already had, plus we're getting a little bit more right now, and then we'll see it taper off. We'll get a bit of a break, and then more snow overnight tonight and into the first thing tomorrow. So a very wintry pattern the next several days. Here's a live look at First Alert Doppler 10. And you can see now the steadiest of the snow is pretty much north of the Thruway now. Head down towards 390 through Livingston County, towards Avon and Geneseo. Everything is pretty much coming to an end. Portions of Genesee and Wyoming County, the snow has ended as well. So we got this first batch, which is moving on through probably another good hour or so of snow here in Rochester, even more so in portions of Wayne County, where they could still see several inches of snow. But I think for the most part, the steady snows will be winding down over the next little bit of time. Then we'll have more snow showery activity today, highs in the upper 20s. But once again, we're not done with this storm yet. More big-time snows tonight, and tomorrow we'll have a full update on that and the full weather in just a couple minutes.
All right. Thanks, Rich. Well, now it's time to check traffic. Here's Wham's Gary Smith. Gary?
Looking at our ABVI Goodwill cam through Powell Bridge, you see traffic moving well over the bridge right now, and you will find expressways and ramps snow-covered. Plows have been out, continue to make their runs, and other than that, you just have to keep your speeds down this morning because that's the kind of problem you'll find. Our live eye looking at 590 at Clover Street. You can see the snow-covered roads. Traffic is moving along, but again, it is going to be very, very slick. And in the downtown area, watch for a disabled on 490 westbound, just west of Plymouth. It's over on the left side, but it's one you need to be aware of. Lynette?
Thanks, Gary. We have one other school closing we want to pass along to you. The Wayne Central Schools will be closed this morning. That's the Wayne Central Schools closed this morning. The state of New Jersey is under a winter weather state of emergency. It's a story making headlines across the country and around the world today. Here are some pictures from New York City this morning. The city, Long Island, and New Jersey are expected to get 20 inches of snow by tomorrow. Governor Pataki has activated the state's Emergency Operations Center and put agencies on high alert. New Jersey's governor has shut down the government and courts in that state. The search to recover the bodies of the 21 people killed in Saturday's military plane crash is underway in central Georgia. 3 Army soldiers and 18 Air National Guard members were on board. Investigators are still trying to determine what caused the plane to go down. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan had a very special gift for her husband for their 49th wedding anniversary. She christened this new $4 billion aircraft carrier in his name. The ceremony marked the first time a carrier will bear the name of a living former president. Well, hundreds lined up along the streets of downtown Anchorage, Alaska yesterday for the start of the Iditarod dog sled race. Mushers and their dogs will climb 1,100 miles of frozen rivers, and tundra to reach the finish line in Nome, Alaska. Well, Rich Canillo's weather forecast is next, but first, here are last night's lottery numbers. The daily, 119, the win 4, 5, 5, 2, 4, and take 5, 17, 28, 2, 36, and 5. It's now 6:21 and 27 degrees.
In Livingston County, the snow is not there anymore. The snow has come to an end, or is more of a flurry activity as the initial burst of the storm is now lifting off to our north. Let's give you a little tour right now on our street level mapping mode. We'll be able to zoom in a couple locations right now. And if you've been watching this morning, you noticed that about an hour or so ago, we had plenty of snow going on just around the Canandaigua vicinity with plenty of dark greens on your map. But right now, just a little bit of light snow pretty much from Bloomfield through Victor and up towards Farmington. And when we head east of town, this once again is where the steadiest of the snows are, out towards portions of Wayne County. So let's get right in there then. And if you've been watching, we've seen the snow increase in this portion of our viewing audience, especially once again around Irondequoit towards Webster. Still some pretty good snows going, and then east on 104 all the way through Wayne County. So that's where the most snow is going to be the next couple of hours. Here in downtown Rochester, the snow is beginning to lighten on up, and you can see why. This big blob of green, a lot of the moisture now lifting out over the lake, and you can see where there is no green, that's where it's not snowing right now, and that edge of the precip is getting ever so close to Rochester, and we'll be moving on through over the next couple of hours or so. But also note, south near Penn Yan, the snow continues, so that's why I think in this area, right up here from Penn Yan through central portions of Wayne County, they're going to get an extended period of snow. So we're going to have a 1-2 little punch going on with snow winding down this morning, then more snow tonight into Tuesday. That's the second half of the storm. Believe it or not, we're going to get hit again with temperatures in the mid-20s right now. Cold with that snow falling downtown. Roadways are in pretty tough shape this morning, so plenty of extra time. So here's how it's all working out. Here's that initial shot of snow, which brought our area 6 to 8 inches. Going to report 7 up in Greece, even slightly higher amounts over the Finger Lakes. And then notice that little dry air trying to work in. So snow will taper off a bit this morning. Then the big storm that everybody's been talking about will finally take shape as this bit of energy comes into the ocean. Huge storm with explosive growth will occur this afternoon. And then as we head into tonight and into Tuesday, we're going to have a roaring east wind, gusts near 70, 75 miles an hour on Cape Cod. That's going to fling Atlantic moisture back towards western New York, and with a little bit of a northeast flow here with a little lake enhancement, our snows will redevelop tonight and overnight and forward to the day on Tuesday, giving us some grand totals, which are pretty impressive. A good solid 1 to 1.5 feet. Some towns, especially eastern viewers, eastern areas of Wayne County towards the Finger Lakes, could top 20 inches of snow from this 1-2 punch by Tuesday afternoon. So be prepared for that. We have the snow this morning. You're going to see a break, but don't get excited because more snow is on the way tonight. Temps in the mid to upper 20s, and that snow will redevelop in earnest. Another solid 4 to 8 inches of snow by tomorrow morning. So we're going to have to do this all over again for tomorrow, and then more snow during the day on Tuesday before everything winds down Tuesday night and into Wednesday. That's your latest weather forecast for today. Here's WHAM's Gary Smith with a check on this morning's traffic.
In our ABBI Goodwill cam, looking at the Troop Howell Bridge downtown, right in that area we have a disabled just beyond it. 490 westbound, just west of Plymouth, over on the left side. Watch for that one. Expressways generally snow-covered. Plows are out. They continue to make their runs. You'll need to keep your speed down this morning and allow a lot of extra time for the morning commute. Lynette?
Thanks, Gary. A quick check of local traffic and weather are next, plus the latest on travel conditions at our local airport and around the East Coast. It's now 6:28 and 27 degrees. You're watching AM Live, local, and up to the minute.
In this picture, I am miserable. I could never find clothing to fit me. Now, I want to wear tight clothes, short mini skirts, and just flaunt everything that I have.
Introducing LA Express Accelerated Weight Loss Program, exclusively from LA Weight Loss.
As a nurse, I think the LA Weight Loss Program is the healthiest program I ever saw.
I'll never go back to that weight because I know the secret, and it's LA Weight Loss.
You got to do it. You got to.
Now, just $7 a week. Call for your free consultation. LA Weight Loss Centers, 1-800-526-SLIM.
Abundant power, rugged real-time four-wheel drive, and a deceptively large amount of headroom.
Hi. We just wanted to let you know your blinker's been on.
The CR-V from Honda.
Rochester Brigade single-game tickets are on sale now. 8 hard-hitting, action-packed arena football games to choose from, beginning with the home opener April 13th. Go to one game or a whole bunch. Buy 2 tickets or 20 for as little as $10 a seat. Hurry for best selection. Available exclusively at the Blue Cross Arena box office and all Ticketmaster locations. Or call 866-4AF2-TICKS.
Do you remember how it felt when you had the time to hang around the kitchen table with your family, with your friends, to talk, to eat, to just catch up? Well, you can come to Denny's and enjoy a hearty Kitchen Classics breakfast skillet, like the smothered chicken skillet or sausage supreme skillet, starting at just $3.99. Maybe you can feel that good again. Maybe all you need is a kitchen table that's a little easier for everyone to gather around.
Straight ahead, this is a News 10 NBC Snow Alert. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Heavy snow is blanketing most of the Rochester and Finger Lakes region this morning. There are 4 to 8 inches of new snow by the lake and up to 10 inches of snow south of Rochester. Good morning, I'm Lynette Adams, and Rich Cornelia is here to tell us more about this storm.
That's right. Well, it's March here in Rochester, and we're getting hit again. It's going to be a 1-2 punch. We've seen already, like you mentioned, anywhere between 4 to 10 inches of snow, depending on where you're living. But the good news for this morning, as we take a look at First Alert Doppler 10, is the steadiest of the snows are now lifting on out. We are going to see a little bit of a break at times today. So you can tell that the steadiest of the snows are now from northern Monroe County up near 104, eastward into Wayne County, also a little bit down towards Penn Yan. But you'll notice south of the Thruway, down towards Geneseo, Canandaigua, out in portions of Genesee and Wyoming counties, the snow has temporarily ended, so that's certainly some good news. Here's your forecast then for today. The steady snows are winding down. We'll have more snow showery as we head into this afternoon. Another inch or so here in the city, a little bit more, maybe another 2-3 inches, portions of Wayne County, but that's not it. This is the 1-2 punch. More snow tonight and tomorrow, and we'll tell you about that and the full forecast in just a few minutes.
So Old Man Winter is not packing up just yet?
No, he's not ready to leave town quite yet.
All right, Rich, thank you. Well, now it's time for traffic. Here's Wham's Gary Smith.
And our ABVI Goodwill Cam looking at 490 in the downtown area. You can see expressways are still snow-covered. Ramps are the same. Plows are out making their runs. But you're going to have to slow down because things are very, very slick this morning. And over on the west side, traffic is moving along under the speed limit. But things are moving. There's a look at 590 at Clover on the east side. You see traffic moving there, and you see the snow-covered roads as well. We do have an accident 590 southbound at Highland Avenue. Watch for that one. 490 and 390 west side traffic going along. Watch for an accident on the Parkway eastbound at Manitou Road. And on the east side, we just checked them out a couple of moments ago. You saw 590 at Clover. Just keep your speeds down because you'll need a lot of extra time this morning. This report brought to you by the Dorsal Collision and Repair Center. And I'm Gary Smith, News 10 NBC. Lynette?
All right, Gary. We have one other school closing we want to pass along to you this morning. The Wayne Central Schools will be closed this morning. Wayne Central Schools will be closed. Well, snow is the big story this morning. There are several school closings today. You will see them scrolling across the bottom of your screen in alphabetical order. The sound we'll be hearing all day today. Snow plows and salt trucks have been working on the roads all night long. As Rich told us, more snow is expected today and into tomorrow. The Rochester Airport is open this morning. If you are flying east to Boston, New York, or Philadelphia, you may have some problems. Hundreds of flights at New York City's 3 major airports have been canceled. Last night, some travelers tried to change their flights and get out early. Others decided to change their route to get to their destination.
Well, we called into the airline this morning, and our flight from Rochester had already been canceled. So we rerouted through Toronto, Ontario to London, England.
When we left the hotel and looked out and saw what was going on, we were concerned, weren't we, guys?
Very much.
See, we're from Kentucky. We're not used to this crap.
1 to 2 feet, so we're trying to fly out a day early, and they said go on standby. And can't get the flight, we'll go back to the hotel and try tomorrow, but then the plane will be canceled, so I'll probably be here a week.
Well, the best advice today, call your airline well before you leave for the airport. Well, here are some pictures from New York City this morning. The city, Long Island, and New Jersey are expecting to get 20 inches of snow by tomorrow. Governor Pataki has activated the state's Emergency Operations Center and put agencies on high alert. New Jersey's governor has declared a state of emergency and shut down the government in that state. Monroe County Sheriff's deputies are still investigating a fatal accident yesterday in Rush. A man was killed when he lost control of his car on Route 15 and hit a utility pole. It happened just before 5 yesterday evening. State police say weather was one reason this car flipped over a guardrail at the Can of Worms yesterday. The car fell from Route 490 east onto Route 590 south. An 18-year-old St. Bonaventure student pleads guilty to criminally negligent homicide while driving drunk. Jessica McGugan admitted she's responsible for the December accident that killed 18-year-old Molly Hurley. McGugan, Hurley, and Jessica Valerio were on Interstate 86 in Steuben County when their car skidded off the road, hit an embankment, and rolled over several times. McGugan admitted to drinking 6 beers before driving that night. She will be sentenced on June the 5th. Rochester police are still investigating a shooting on Hague Street. The shooting happened yesterday at the corner of Hague and Maple Streets. Police say someone in a car shot 23-year-old Tiffany Johnson in the chest and leg as she and a man were walking down the street. Police think the couple knew their attacker. Johnson was treated and released from the hospital. Reverend Norval Goff and the local NAACP are planning to file several complaints this morning against the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. One of them concerns low minority recruitment. The Sheriff's Department defends its record, saying around 1,000 of its employees are minorities. Sheriff's Department officials say they will review any complaints that are filed. Well, a national website says Batavia is the greatest hometown in New York State. According to epodunk.com, Batavia is the place to live. The website ranked all communities in New York according to proportion of population, belonging to churches, and civic groups. The site also took into account local business opportunities and community meeting places. Well, speaking of Batavia, residents who think their well water is contaminated hope to get answers from the health department tonight. Residents and officials from the Department of Environmental Conservation think the manure from the off-house farm seeped into nearby wells. Tonight, the health department will present more test results from all the wells in the area. The owners of the farm would not comment on the story. The informational meeting is tonight at 7 o'clock at the Genesee County Building, number 2 in Batavia. Well, Rich Cornelia will be right back with your forecast.
Coming up in sports, the Bills lose Marcellus Wiley, and Syracuse finishes the regular season with a win. Highlights straight ahead.
It's now 6:37 and 27 degrees.
You're watching a News 10 NBC Snow Alert. Live, local, and up to the minute.
News 10 NBC is brought to you by Thomas Waffles.
Recently, the Winook family experienced a big change.
Fresh waffles from Thomas's.
They switched from frozen waffles to the fresh homemade taste of Thomas's fresh waffles. Crispy outside, soft and fluffy inside. And things haven't been the same. Thomas's fresh waffles beat frozen waffles by 4 to 1. Taste tests prove it.
Dad, your show's on.
Thomas's fresh waffles.
Thomas's.
Hello?
Hey.
What are you doing?
I was just thinking about you.
Looking for ways to get closer? Call Verizon Wireless and get a new digital phone for $29.99 with a new 1-year agreement. You'll also get a free red faceplate, plus 1,000 free weekend home airtime minutes a month, and free long distance to 50 states.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Well, we don't have to talk.
Really? What'd you have in mind?
I don't know.
Well, when you get an idea, give me a call.
Call today and get closer.
Dannon Light is different. It's now Dannon Light and Fit with calcium, protein, 0% fat, healthy active cultures, and more vitamins than before.
Yep. Cat. What? Yeah? Oh, yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Come on, bring it out to 11.
We've taken our game to a whole new level. New improved Dannon Light and Fit. Light just got fitter.
If you get hurt on a construction job, there are special laws to protect you. These same laws protect roofers, carpenters, and other trades. If you fall from a ladder at work, you could be entitled to more. We're Alexander and Catalano. We're big on service and tough on insurance companies. We know about the money they're not telling you about. Fall at work or something fall on you, call 888-LAW-1333. Because if you want every dollar you deserve, you're going to need the two of us to get it for you.
Well, Rich is back with our complete weather forecast. You know, we hate to see this kind of weather in the morning, but this is really the first big storm we've had this year.
We haven't had a big-time storm at all this entire winter. Now, if we head into March, this is going to turn out probably to be our biggest storms, or at least snow producer for everybody across the region. And I guess the good news with it, though, is it's going to come in two pieces. We had one chunk of snow last night. We're going to have kind of a break the rest of this morning into the afternoon, then another round of some heavy snows tonight into Tuesday. So all in all, we could see sometimes getting closer to 20 or 22 inches of snow from the whole system, but because it's spread out over so many days, it's not going to be a crippling type system, just one kind of an annoyance, a little bit to slow you down, and we've certainly got plenty to talk about. We'll do it over at the Weather Lab.
Now, here's the latest weather from the News 10 NBC Weather Lab. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Very good on Monday morning. Hey, welcome to a new week. We're certainly all digging out and shoveling from a good solid 6 to 10 inches of snow, which has fallen across the region. Right now, winter storm warnings are in effect, so do exercise caution as you're driving out and about. Live look, First Alert Doppler 10 is showing or painting the picture very nicely this morning. The steadiest of the snows are now exiting the city. We're going into Wayne County off towards some of the Finger Lakes vicinity, well east of the city. But notice to our south and southwest, things have begun to really dry on out as some drier air has worked in the initial surge of the storm. Part one of this long-lasting storm system has left or is just about to leave our vicinity. In fact, let's give you a little fast map right now. We're going to zoom in towards some of the Finger Lakes vicinity. We're going to draw on the terrain right now. We'll give the radar sweep. This is going to show you down towards Seneca Falls and Geneva. That's where there's a pretty good amount of snow going out right now. And if you follow that northward, it goes right up towards Sodus, Clyde, Wolcott, eastern Wayne County. That's where most of the snow is occurring right as I'm talking. And we can also show you Wayne County and the eastern portions of Monroe County. Still a steady snow, not as intense as it was earlier. It's certainly tapered off over the city and our western and southwestern suburbs, but still light snow downtown, still some snow from Webster east on 104 through Ontario, and then right now Wayne County is getting the brunt of it. Let's put the radar in the motion and show you exactly what I'm talking about. We can see the drier air working in, go west of 390 now. We're getting less and less in the way of snow, but still steady snows from Sodus straight down through Penn Yan. Watch out in this area. That's where the snow will continue the rest of this morning, and it could be into the early afternoon. This is where they're going to get most of the snow for today, where they could see 5+ inches eastern Wayne County down towards the eastern Finger Lakes. But for us, just some light snow now downtown, about 25 degrees. You can see that drier air working in, the green shield beginning to break up. There's still a little batch just to our west, so we're not going to just see the snow cut off and then not get any more the rest of today. But it's going to be more of a snow showery pattern into the afternoon as we're still awaiting for the big storm to get fired up. This is going to explode eventually today and really cause some havoc from Boston to Hartford to Providence, down towards New York City and northern portions of New Jersey. If you got travel plans to those cities today or tomorrow, just forget about it, because the airports are going to be a mess. The roadways are going to become impassable at times later tonight and Tuesday as the snow gets flung back towards us from the east as that storm continues to evolve, throws the moisture back into New York with a little bit of lake enhancement. That'll be our round 2 tonight and tomorrow, giving us storm totals between 12 and 18 inches. So just be prepared. We had the snow this morning. It's beginning to taper off. We'll get that little bit of a break, so more snow showery activity. Another inch or so should do it here, but heavier amounts eastern Wayne County, some of the eastern Finger Lakes. Then tonight, that snow redevelops as that east coast storm explodes. We'll be turning windy with a northeast fetch, little lake effect. Could see another 4 to 8 inches by tomorrow morning. We'll do it all again over for tomorrow morning's commute, and then several more inches on Tuesday. Then we'll finally see everything pulling out by Wednesday with temps in the lower 30s. So there's your morning forecast now for traffic. Here's Wham's Gary Smith.
ABVI Goodwill Cam looking at 490 in the downtown area. You see traffic moving along, but moving slower than normal, and you can see that expressways and the ramps as well are still generally snow covered. Although plows are out, they continue to make runs. Watch for disabled on 490 westbound just west of Plymouth on the left side. Lakeshore Boulevard, and a Irondequoit car off the road. Accident 590 southbound at Highland. Give yourself some extra time this morning. Lynette?
All right, Gary. Another big loss for the Buffalo Bills. Here's Mark Gruba with AM Live Sports.
Good morning, everybody. The Buffalo Bills have lost Marcellus Wiley, the free agent defensive end, agreeing to a 6-year, $40 million deal with the San Diego Chargers. The contract includes a $9 million signing bonus. Wiley led the Bills with 10.5 sacks last season, but because of the Bills' salary cap restrictions, they were unable to make Marcellus a fair market offer. As a result, he told his agent, Brad Blank, to work out a deal with a team on the West Coast. Wiley is a Los Angeles native. Wiley is expected to meet the San Diego media today and officially sign his contract. In basketball, the Syracuse Orangemen got the win they needed yesterday at St. John's and still didn't get a bye in the first round of the Big East tournament. Let's pick up the action late in regulation. Willie Shaw with 3 and the foul tied the game at 68 and sent it to overtime in OT. Alan Griffin led the way, 31 points, a career high for Syracuse. Second overtime, Queth Duaney, a foul line jumper, put Syracuse up 4, and that sealed the deal. The Orangemen win 93-91. They finished the regular season 22-7, 10-6 in the Big East West. But it wasn't enough for that bye because Georgetown beat Notre Dame. The Hoyas, by virtue of a tiebreaker, earned the Big East bye. UConn will take on Syracuse Wednesday in the first round of the Big East tournament. The Amherst on the road last night got a 1-1 tie at Kentucky. Red-hot Norm Milley with the goal again. Tom Askey, 27 saves in the net. The Amherst are now off until Friday. As for the Sabres, they spoiled a big win 2 days ago in Colorado with a big loss yesterday in Big D. Jerry Lentonen started the onslaught for the Stars. They go on to win by a final of 4-1. J.P. Dumont did get a power play goal for the Sabres, but they were just 1 for 7 with the man advantage yesterday. In golf, Joe Durant won the Genuity Championship. Jeff Sluman finished 4 shots back, and Jeff Gordon takes the checkered flag in the Las Vegas 400. That's a look at sports. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mark. Winter storms here and across the East Coast are making travel difficult. We'll have the latest on delays next. And we'll take you to a special Lenten ritual for more than 700 Rochesterians. It's now 6:46 and 27 degrees.
This is the club you've heard about, read about, and now's the time to see what everybody's talking about. The Rochester Athletic Club. Try the best for 3 months for $99. Enjoy everything the Rochester Athletic Club is famous for. 3 months, only $99. Try our 3-month offer and see for yourself why the Rochester Athletic Club is rated one of the best in the country. 3 months, just $99. But act now, because the 3-month $99 offer ends soon at both Rochester Athletic Clubs.
You'll be comfortable with the best. Turnbull Heating and Air. You're gonna be more comfortable with Turnbull on the job for you. We take care of your heating and air with service and sales too. North, south, east, and west. 24/7 we'll be there. You'll be comfortable with the best. Turnbull Heating and Air.
At America's Best, the lowest price in sight is not an optical illusion because you can get great-looking glasses at a great low price. Right now, get 2 complete pairs of glasses, fashionable frames, and lenses for just $59.99. And that includes a complete doctor's eye exam. That's right, 2 pairs, $59.99, including a complete doctor's eye exam. They say seeing is believing, but so is saving. At America's Best, discover the lowest price in sight. Call 1-800-2PAIR today.
35% of Monroe County's teenagers smoke. 35%. Too many of them want to quit and can't for the same reason as adults. They're addicted to nicotine. Now there's help. It's called GottaQuit.com, an interactive site where kids can talk live online to a quit coach, a young person who has smoked and quit. If you're sick of nagging your teenager to quit, encourage them to go to GottaQuit.com for positive, supportive advice from their peers.
Straight ahead, this is a News 10 NBC Snow Alert. Live, local, and up to the minute.
Good morning. It's 6:49. I'm Lynette Adams. There are school closings this morning, so watch the bottom of your screen. Here are this morning's top stories. Rochester is dealing with several inches of new snow this morning. The airport is open, but flights to East Coast cities like New York and Boston may be canceled. Here is why. A massive East Coast snowstorm could drop 2 feet of snow in Boston, New York, and Philadelphia. New Jersey is under a state of emergency. Back in Rochester, the local NAACP chapter will file a complaint this morning objecting to low minority recruitment in the Monroe County Sheriff's Department. Rich Cornelia is joining us first with a preview of our forecast.
Sure, Lynette. We've seen plenty of snow overnight. A good solid 6 to 10 inches is on the ground as you're getting up and about for this morning. Here's a live look first at our Doppler 10 notice, though. that the steadiest of the snows are now over Wayne County and eastern areas of the Finger Lakes. Here in the city, points south and west, the snow has really let up over the last 15 to 20 minutes, and that is good news, as we will see a temporary end to the snow for a while today, but do beware, more snow will be coming in later tonight and during the day tomorrow. So here's your forecast, and the steady snows of this morning are beginning to taper off from southwest to northeast. Just more snow showery activity, nothing more than an inch expected the rest of this morning through Rochester, most of Monroe County. Could be 2 or 3 inches, though, portions of Wayne County, where it's still snowing, at least moderately at times.
All right, Rich, thank you. Well, now it's time for traffic. Here's Wham's Gary Smith.
At our ABDI Goodwill Cam, looking at 490 in the downtown area, you can see the expressways generally still snow-covered. Ramps are the same. Plows are out. They continue to make their runs, but you'll need to keep your speed down this morning. And that's a look at 590 around Clover. And you can see the traffic moving along fairly well there as well. And expressways generally still snow-covered. Over on the west side, we have a disabled 490 westbound just west of Plymouth over on the left side, Lakeshore Boulevard and Irondequoit, car off the road. And over on the east side, 590 southbound at Highland, we have an accident. That one is slowing traffic. This report brought to you by the Dorschel Collision and Repair Center. I'm Gary Smith, News 10 NBC. Lynette.
Gary, thanks. Well, hundreds of local residents are beginning a special ritual to join the Catholic Church. Yesterday, more than 700 adults and children went through what's called the rite of election. It's the last step before being baptized in the Catholic Church. Bishop Matthew Clark presided over the Mass at the Sacred Heart Cathedral.
I've always been active in the church, but the Catholic faith, I think they've been very strong in their principles and very conservative, and that's really what I'm looking for.
The Catholic Church says thousands of people across the country convert to Catholicism every year during Lent. In addition to the Christian season of Lent, this is also a holy time in the Islamic religion. The Muslim community in Rochester today will celebrate Eid al-Adha, or the Abrahamic Feast of Sacrifice. There will be a worship service at the Dome Arena in Henrietta at 9 this morning. Well, Rich will be back with a complete look at the forecast.
You're watching a News 10 NBC Snow Alert, live, local, and up to the minute.
If you see news happen, call the News 10 NBC hotline at 232-1010 or star 10 on your Verizon Wireless phone. Join in, a service brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
And now for something distinctly different from Dodge, the all-new Dodge Stratus. Stratus sedan has the government's highest safety rating, a 5-star frontal crash safety rating for both driver and front passenger. And now with low 0.9 financing on Stratus, you'll find the difference may actually be even better. Dodge Stratus. Different.
Wegmans travels the world to bring you great meals. Dinners from the heart of Venice. Wegmans went to Italy to bring back sauces and pastas for you to enjoy in our Italian Classics line. Sauces from cherished Italian recipes, original imported dried pastas. Combine them in your favorite recipes for a healthy Italian meal ready in minutes. Come in for a taste of Venice tonight. Wegmans makes great meals easy.
Style, elegance, beauty, reflections of you. Entertain in modern style with urban sophistication, with gracious hospitality. Stickley, reflections of you. Share special moments in cozy style, in lasting comfort, in timeless mission. Dream in romantic serenity, in essential luxury. Stickley, reflections of you. Now on sale.
We're here to get you there. Monroe Wheelchair. We're gonna get you on the move with a scooter or a wheelchair. We'll get you where you're going, round the house, the block, or mall. We'll get you back to living so you can do it all. We're here to get you there. Monroe wheelchair.
Now live from the News 10 NBC Weather Lab, this is a News 10 NBC Special Weather Report.
Very good Monday morning right out at 6:55. Winter storm warnings are still in effect for today and tonight, but phase 1 of the storm is just about to pass us here in Rochester. Live look first alert Doppler 10 is showing that most of the steady snow now east of town. Wayne County down towards the eastern Finger Lakes near Seneca Falls and Penn Yan. But notice from the city southward, westward, southwestward, nice dry scan right now. The snow has really begun to let up over portions of our viewing area. So it looks like we'll have at least a good amount of today that will be snow-free, but then we'll get into some more heavy snows tonight. Let's give you a look right now over to our eastern areas as we zoom in on portions of Wayne County. Remember now the snow has really begun to taper off over downtown Rochester, over northern and southern and western suburbs, pretty much 390 westward, but still some significant snows in portions of Wayne County near Pulteneyville, Williamson, Sodus, down towards Lyons, out towards Wolcott and Rosen, and that's headed south right into Seneca Falls and Penn Yan right now this morning. So watch out in that location. But for us, looks like the steadiest of the snows are now over with for at least the next several hours. I'll show you why I put the radar into motion, and you can see exactly what's been going on. Watch how the dry area has begun to move on in. Where it was green on your TV screen, it's now clear. That means the snow has come to an end. But notice it is pretty much 390 westward, headed in from the city. Just a few flurries left over. But notice, though, from Sodus right down into Penn Yan, still some steady snows going on to the east of town. Right now at the airport, just a few flurries, 25 degrees, winds relatively light, easterly at 5 miles per hour. Well, there goes that first surge of moisture. Moved on through New York State, dropped anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of snow through central New York and the Finger Lakes in western New York for last night. Now all the eyes, of course, all the talk of anywhere over the last several days has been on the potential for this gigantic East Coast storm. We're still waiting for that to form. Still looks like it's going to happen this afternoon. And when it does, it's not going to take long. It is just going to explode out over the ocean. And as it does, a strong easterly wind will begin to develop. That'll begin to pull moisture back in towards us here in Rochester and western New York and the Finger Lakes. So the snow will redevelop tonight. And with a little lake enhancement, we're going to see another round of 5 to 10 inches of snow by tomorrow morning. That'll put our storm totals in the 12 to 18 inch range as we go on through tomorrow, so watch out for that. But once again, today, the snow has begun to taper off this morning. Another inch or so possible, more Wayne County, highs mid-20s. Tonight, snow will redevelop. Another solid 4 to 8 to 10 inches of snow will get going late tonight and into Tuesday morning. So we get to do this all over again for tomorrow morning, Lynette, as the snow will be piling up. And some towns will see totals up near 20 inches as tomorrow approaches.
20 inches.
Yes.
All right, Rich, thank you very much. And we want to take this opportunity to thank you as well for taking part in the Humane Society at Lollipop Farms Pet Telethon over the weekend. The telethon raised $135,000 thanks to your participation.
Very successful.
That's right, very successful, and we want to just say thank you to you. Well, that'll do it for us. Thanks for joining us. We'll have updates throughout the Today Show, which is up next. Bye-bye.
Good day.
At Webster Chrysler Jeep, it's easier than you think.
At Webster, we make it easy for you with 2000 Neons from $169 a month. Or how about pre-owned Jeep Cherokees from only $259 a month?
Come out and see us. We'll make it easy.
At Webster Chrysler Jeep, it's easier than you think. Call 271-8888. John Bentham Heating and Cooling. Call 271-8888. Where the Bentham family is back with the name. We'll do what it takes to meet your needs. Our customer service is guaranteed. Call 271-8888. John Bentham Heating and Cooling.
Announcing Time Warner Communications free-for-all. Free digital cable, free HBO, free Roadrunner. Get 1 month of digital cable free, 3 months of HBO free.
Get our interactive on-screen program guide.
More movies, more sports. Over 200 channels of brilliant pictures and sound. And free Roadrunner that satellites can't deliver. Call now. Operators are standing by. Free digital, HBO and Roadrunner. at Time Warner Communications.
For news that's live, local, and up to the minute, stay tuned to 10 NBC.
Morning. March is coming in like a lion on both coasts, with the Northeast still bracing for a major winter storm and snowfall of up to 2 feet in some areas, and the West Coast expected to be hammered by more heavy wind and rain today, Monday, March the 5th, 2001.
From NBC News, this is Today with Katie Curry and Matt Lauer. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And welcome to Today on this Monday morning, everyone. I'm Katie Couric.
And I'm Matt Lauer.